Hi, I'm Callie from CRK Training, and in today's video we're going to be going over another basic horse care skill, which is administering a dewormer or any other kind of oral medication. So this is going to be helpful for, again, whether you're needing to give a dewormer, which is what most of you are probably watching for, or if you're having to give some other kind of oral medication to your horse. Maybe it's buterbanamine or a probiotic or anything like that. So one of the first things that I want to do, especially if I have a horse that I know might be a little bit difficult with this, one of the things I've used with Ace is I'll just take it and I'll just kind of touch their nose a little bit. So you saw him tense up because he sees me holding this thing. But if you just spend a minute to kind of pet their nose and rub their nose, it'll kind of help them not be quite so jerky or so jumpy that if you just try to put it in their mouth right away. Just a technique that I found helpful. Another thing I'll do is I'll take my thumb and I'll stick my thumb in his mouth a few times. And that way when I do go to put the dewormer in, especially again if he's being difficult and if you have a horse that's really throwing their head up, if you just practice this a few times, or you can even stick the tube of the dewormer in, which you see he's fighting, without actually administering it, it can help get them a little bit better about it and be a little quieter. So when you do actually go to push the medication in, you've got a better shot of actually getting it where it needs to be. Because we've all tried to give this stuff and it's ended up everywhere else, which is a waste of your money, and you want the horse to be getting what he's supposed to be getting. So of course with any of these, you've got to dial them up first. So I'm going to put it to his weight. Take the cap off. Now what I tend to do is I tend to take a hold of the horse's head like this. So I've got a good control of their nose. If you've got a horse that's really easy, you can just hold the halter and do this. But I've just found that I'll do this, especially with a horse that's more difficult. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to try to slip it to the back here, administer it, and then as I do, I'm going to try to bring his head up. And this is just a tip that I've found. As I bring the head up and I kind of let him swallow a little, the dewormers are designed to kind of be sticky. But I've still found that if I don't do that, sometimes they'll start spitting and they'll spit it all over the place. And I should have mentioned it actually, another tip for why I put my thumb in and I put the dewormer or the tube in, the medication tube, before I actually administer it, is if they've just been eating and they've got like grass or hay in their mouth, the product, the oral medication, can end up sticking to that and they can end up spitting it all out in big clumps. So if you just kind of stick your finger, you stick the tube in without actually administering it, it makes them spit that stuff out first, and then you've got a better chance of this, again, getting where it needs to be. And he was actually really good for that today. So if you had a horse that was more difficult, you would spend a little bit more time doing like the dry runs, just rubbing your hand here, putting this in without actually administering it, putting your thumb in. And again, just stay here or stay here where you've got good control of the horse's nose. And if they're backing up, if they're doing whatever, use the concepts of timing where you stay with them, and then as they're quiet, step away and give them a release. And then you can come in and do that again. So again, you want them to be as quiet as possible when you go to actually administer whatever you're needing to give them, so that you can get it in there and it stays in there. And then just the little lift of the head helps them swallow and get that in their system before they have a chance to spit it out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it helps you around the barn. This is something that we've all got to do at some point in our horses' lives. So if you've got any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments, and I'll look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.